as it can be very sensitive to monitoring voltage changes. So without further ado, let me show you the Wheatstone bridge. Here is a schematic of a Wheatstone bridge. I have a power source. Current is going to split into two paths here. No current is going to go through the middle. This is a galvanometer. And then the two currents join back together into a closed circuit back to the negative part of the power supply. Now, the purpose of the galvanometer here, the role of the galvanometer here is to ensure that there is no current flow. If there's no current, we say that the Wheatstone bridge is balanced. Now, I've redrawn the circuit here as well to help you visualize it without the galvanometer. And it just looks like two sets of resistors in parallel. Hopefully you remember that your voltage drop across resistors in parallel is going to be the same. So V1 over V3 is equal to V2 over V4. This means that the voltage drop across these resistors is the same and the voltage drop across these resistors are the same. We can express that in a ratio form of V1 over V3 is equal to V2 over V4. Now, recall your Ohm's law. There's a bit of light reflection going on there. V is equal to IR. We can sub that in. The current through resistor 1 times the resistor 1 over current through resistor 3 times resistor 3 is equal to current 2 times resistor 2, all divided by current through resistor 4 times resistor 4. Another important note to take here is that there is no option for the current to flow anywhere else. Current has to flow through here, and it has to flow through here. So the current through I1 and I3 has to be the same, and the current through I2 and I4 has to be the same, as shown. So we can sub in those values. Again, the reflection of the light a little bit here means that the currents can cancel. We get a ratio expression of all the resistors. Rearranging it, we can see that R1 is equal to R3 times R2, all divided by R4. And there's a reason why when the derivation is taught that we show this. The reason is, well, this is useful. When we're trying to measure a resistor without A, knowing current, B, without knowing a voltage source, and C, without having a multimeter. There's a really cool circuit that you can build. Here I've redrawn the circuit exactly the same again, except this time I've given values to the resistors. This is 200 ohm, this is 300 ohm, and this is a variable resistor, something like a pot or a decade box. And we keep tweaking this until the galvanometer reads zero current flow and the Wheatstone bridge is balanced. In this case, I said, let's pretend it becomes balanced at 270 ohms. When that occurs, we can use this equation to extract what the resistor value is. Rx is equal to 270, all multiplied by 200 divided by 300. We get that the resistor value is 180 ohms. This means that without measuring the voltage or measuring the current or knowing anything of those things, we can actually measure what the resistance of the resistor is. I think that's a really cool application. I don't own a decade box at home, but I do recommend if you do have access to some of the stuff that you can test this out for yourself. Something that I do with my own students. Wish you the best of luck creating your bridges. Hello, hello, hello everyone. I hope you're keeping well. Dan with your 45 stream streak, let's go. Higri, welcome in. Zir, Harry. I'm gonna moisten up my lips. Welcome in, everyone. The genius is here. Hello, Waka. Hello, Yasha. Welcome in. It's not just tofu here today. Oh, no.
Welcome
Oh, there she is.
Rivendell, Mr. Anderson.
And obviously with Tari. Hello, King Anna, sorry, Cynical Sorcerer, Star Sister, welcome in. Technically working, don't tell my client. Welcome in. Hi, Blade. Yes, this little rascal. Now you're running. Bye. Don't want to pet her. Up and almost die on me on Monday. But she seems to be completely back to normal, which is great to see. Oh, it was so stressful. Yeah, very. I've honestly had no motivation and no inspiration the last week. Barely got any work done, but fucking brat. Decided to up and get GI stasis. Bunnies, huh? Bunnies. Bunzo is fine. She is. Now she's fine. We still need to give her some syringe, so we gave her medicine this morning. Yeah, I guess right at the end of stream, I have to go and give her more medicine, so it won't affect our quality streaming time. But yeah, we'll have to go and give her more medicine again. I'm sure you can imagine it's an absolute battle giving syringe feeding and syringe medicine to a rabbit that doesn't want medicine. Bambi's like, enjoy your stream. I'm out of here. Yes, it is 1 o'clock. It is nap time for her. Around 12 o'clock is when she has her afternoon nap. That's usually usual afternoon nap time. Good coffee. Good coffee. Setting up a few things. How is everyone doing? Anyone's week been a bit busy, a bit stressful, a bit entertaining? We like entertaining. I'm just going to send a print to my 3 really quick. I'm almost finished printing a little present set. I just need to do something really quick. Need to print a stem. It's been a weird week. Work is super. Let me move YouTube chat a bit. I'll have a drink to Bambi. Gracious. Hi, Jay. I hear you're sick. Yeah, poor Crather, number 1. And number 2, what is it? The plague? What did you get? And how dare you get sick? Who's gonna lead the charge to the mines? You're setting a poor example. Very poor example. Very, very disappointing. We're very disappointed in you, Jay. Something I might do today, if that's okay with you guys, is I might also play around with my CNC milling machine. Just want to get a little thing done, but the CNC milling machine is... Still, I might do it. Lind, привет! Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, Vespanana. The working conditions in the mines. My blood pressure is super high. I'm actually waiting to see if I need to go to hospital. Jesus! Jesus, Jay! Oh no. I hope it's not too serious. But listen, what's the word? Safety first, or like go on the side of caution for sure. If it's like at some point you're like, do I or do I not go? Always go. The answer is always go.
No, thank you. We don't want any more visitors, well-wishers, or distant relations.
And what about very old friends? Jane, welcome in, welcome in. Tarek, thank you so much as well for the resub. Months. 36 months of tier 3. Is that 3 years? Quick maths. That's 3 goddamn years, Tarek. That must be an anniversary. What exactly 3 years ago was I playing today? This was way before I was even close to partner. Oh my goodness. This was a long time ago. Damn. John, not today. I think I'm just doing too much physics today, John. So I don't think I'll be playing Elite. I might take it back. I'm so sorry if it's not helpful. If you're kind of interested, come back in about 3 hours. 3 hours. We'll see what we're at. Because if the physics is taking too long and I don't have enough time for Mass Effect, I'll play Elite instead. But we'll see. I'll have to wait a couple of hours to see if the medication works. Okay. Well, take care of yourself, Jay. And keep us updated, please, in the chat. Your activity is going to be very important to us. Gotta stay hydrated, exactly. Hi, Adam. Hi, Dark Shadow. There's always time for Mass Effect, my favorite series of all time. See you then. Hope you take over the world. I'll try and get it done within 3 hours, John. It might take a bit. Yeah. It might take a bit. Tarek, Medjay, thank you so much for the resubs. Really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Twitch tracker says Mass Effect Andromeda. Ah. I think it might have been related to partner push and or PP. I only got partner 2 years ago though, Tarek. I have a feeling, I vaguely remember you actually subbed tier 3 for no reason. Not only were you like, because Nas subbed at tier 3 before for a little while. And then you might have been like I think you literally subbed for no reason. that sounds really bad. I think there was no partner push. There was no PP. You were just like, lols. Maybe I advertised. Maybe it was the release of, if you sub a tier 3, I'll give you a custom sound. I think it might have been something like that. But yeah, I had no incentive back then. You were just kind and supportive. PP is partner plus. It means that if I get 100 points every month for a year, I get 60-40 ratio in gift subs from Twitch. So I just get more money. If I get 300 PP points, which is not a thing that we do here, we don't push for that. I get a 70-30 split. Now, the reason I don't push for that is that I'm naturally not getting high enough PP points. My idea or my kind of thing about it is that if I naturally get 200 PP, at least 200, that's when I'll be like, okay, chat, let's for 3 months do a PP push. Yes, the names are. And so the idea behind it is that for a year, for 3 months I get 300 points for all the subscribers, I'll get a 70-30 split. It's just about getting a better cut from Twitch. They knew what they were doing. I'm pretty sure they did, yeah. I used to think that it was just, yeah, normal, but yeah, thank you so much for mentioning my glasses. I've actually had a really bad headache all morning, and I think it's my old glasses. They're so dirty that I think they're fogging up my vision. Oh my god, they're so scratched up and everything. Scratch? I think I just need to wash them with water. Like, that's how bad they are. Need to scrub clean some stuff. You think you'll get less now that they made everyone affiliate? It's easier to become affiliate, but I think that's to the benefit of everyone. Like, no one loses out with the idea of the affiliate thing. I think the only thing that Twitch would be worried about, or like that needs to filter, is the partner, right? Because they have a better deals with the partner thing. I could be wrong. Need to learn how to use glasses to improve my vision. What does that mean, Wombat Hole? Oh, are you like, you need to find the right glasses to read and stuff? Alcohol wipes and microfiber. Yeah, I only have microfiber. I don't have alcohol wipes. Yes. Should I mess around with the CNC chat today? I wasn't going to do it on stream, but
No, thank
maybe
you.
I should.
We don't want any more visitors, well-wishers, or distant relations.
And what about very old friends? More peepees. Hacks, thank you for contributing with your lovely and gorgeous peepee. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome in, welcome in. It's mod resub day, I think. It's the mods all resubbing today. What are you printing? So, I am printing a little gift set. I'll show you now. Okay. 2 seconds, I'm gonna check on Bambi. I scared the shit out of her. Apologies. I scared the shit out of her. I'm not sure how. You poor baby. You poor baby. Hey, hello, chat to Bunzo. This little shit almost died on me, as I was saying. Here you go. On blueberry? No? Okay. But she made it through. So if anyone's wondering, she suffered from GI stasis, which means her gut got stuck. And if you don't catch it early, they can die as early as 12 hours. So on Monday morning, usually she has her zoomies. She didn't have her zoomies. She wouldn't eat. And she looked really, like, lifeless. So in tears, I called the vet. And immediately we got her treated, got her a bunch of injections. There was an option of keeping her at the vet overnight on IVs, or taking her home and force feeding her the medicine. We decided to take her home, force feed her medicine. She was an awful brat about it, but she got through it. Yes, she did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Mwah. It's okay. It's just Nathan. It's okay. It's okay. It's just. Jumpy today. Anyways, does she poop everywhere? No, not really. Sometimes she can, but relatively speaking, she's toilet trained. And if she poops, it's not like dog poo or cat poo. It's not very stinky and it's solid, so it doesn't stain. So it's good. You never mind, Buns. So sorry, I got interrupted with what I was 3D printing. I'm giving a gift set of a pumpkin container. Ta-da! And this is squash. Ta-da! The lid's like this. And so what I'm printing, the last part is just the stem to lodge in here. And that's it. So I'm just printing a set. This is designed by a guy. Gonzalo, I think is his name. But you have to actually pay subscription to this guy to actually get his prints. And I've been looking at more and more really amazing prints, and I'm willing to like buy prints now or subscribe to people. So this was my first subscription. And yeah, I really like it. It might be something that like I subscribe for a month, unsubscribe, subscribe again. You know, it'll just be something I jump in and out of. There's another guy who makes amazing board games. And I want to give some gifts to people. Because loads of people want them. So yeah, again, I'll subscribe. I get 5 downloads a month or something like that. And 5 prints a month is loads. So in between my own stuff and professional stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm printing at the moment. Just a little stem on top. I think I need more filament. Oh my god. Okay, so I've looked into how I'm going to paint the room. So, I've thought about it more and more. I have more ideas. I think I'm going to paint the room next week. Alrighty. Really, really soon. So, I was going to do it this week, but I realized that I have a stream on Friday. A heads up, there's going to be a collab stream on Friday. So, not to rush anything, I think I'll stream on... Yeah, sorry, I think I'll do next week instead, and it'll be about 2 days of painting, maybe even 3 days. I need 3 full days of using up this room. The reason is because I'm going to paint fun stuff. There's going to be fun stuff in this room. I'm going to document it. I decided not to stream it, just document it, and I'll make a YouTube video about it. There'll be loads of cool physics stuff. So I have a little idea for that corner. I have an idea to buy a blackboard, so I want a blackboard in this room. That'll be really, really fun. I have 3 shelves I've already bought. And yeah, I'm thinking about the equations. There's going to be a wall in this room filled with my physics favorite derivations. That's the plan. But yeah, that's the idea behind this room. And it's going to be multicolored. It's going to be black and white. Or like dark grey white. So some walls are going to be grey and some walls are going to be white. PV is equal to nRT, half mv squared. So one of my favorite derivations is the escape velocity of the surface of the Earth. That's going to be one of them. Maybe we should do a vote. What derivations would you like to see in my streaming room? Because they're going to be painted permanently on the wall. I don't know how easy it's going to be. I might be really ambitious to think that painting on the wall is going to be easier. Like, it's not like writing on a whiteboard with a marker. It's paint. Do you know what I mean? I don't know about Maxwell. I'm not sure, James. Multicolored, both black and white. Yeah, I know. Very colorful, paranoid. Hi, William. Welcome in. When school is over for the summer, even before school is over for the summer, you can get paint markers. Oh, can you send me a link? What does a paint marker look like? If you send me a link, I'll buy it. Because that sounds fun. Maybe the Maxwell equations, actually, James. I wouldn't mind, yeah, all the 4 Maxwell's equations. They're cool. Ooh, entropy. I like the entropy equation. Sharpie has a line of paint markers. Never heard of this before. Paint markers. In here? Oh, throw it in here, Cynical. Both, to be honest, ideally, if you could. If it could be kind to do so. Never heard of paint markers before. Acrylic paint markers? Is that the same thing? Quick, dry, and permanent. Oh, that looks nice. I like that. Cool. Have you used that brand specifically? Has anyone used a brand and can recommend? Because I'm suspicious that they might not be great. Why did you study physics? That's a great question, William. I always say the story, and it's a bit of a weird one, but it's a series of unfortunate events how I became a physicist. My family weren't earning a lot of money. I was looking into the Irish job market at the time, and there was a lack of physics teachers and huge promotion for physics teachers. I found a degree that you could do, which was chemistry physics teaching degree. And I went into that because in my Leaving Cert I did biology, chemistry, physics, and applied mathematics and honours level math. So obviously I had the background enough to do it. I went into it. I had a bad experience in my second year placement. Started looking for a way out and saw that there was a degree in applied physics. And so in third year, fourth year, I applied for it with a scholarship, and I got really lucky. It was a bit sad because in fourth year, my placement did really, really well. I got an A1 and I got a first class honours in my degree in the end. But even with the first class honours, I still went with my applied physics masters because first of all, I got a scholarship, and second of all, you know, maybe it was a fluke. Maybe I wasn't a good teacher. Maybe it was just a once-off. I was kind of nervous. And during my applied physics degree, I bonded with my research group, and there happened to be a new funding that went through, and they desperately needed a PhD student at the time. Applied for it, got it. I was like, whoops. Did my PhD for a year, got COVID. COVID happened. Finished my degree. Said never again, I'm not doing a postdoc. Became a Twitch streamer for a year. Accidentally got a job because there was a job opening and my social media stuff was really, really good. And now I'm a lecturer, a researcher, and a science communicator. So yeah, it's a series of unfortunate events that occurred. Which is nice because even now that I'm older, well, like an older person in academia, not that quite old, I still have the love for physics for sure. Yeah, but it's crazy to think about it. I'm actually like legally qualified to teach chemistry. I didn't realize this actually. I have enough credentials in my background to teach chemistry at a university level. And number two, I actually have credentials to teach biology at a high school level. I kind of forget about that. I'm like, I don't know. I forgot everything. But by degree, lol. Older streaming lady confirmed. Hi, Mob Farmer. Welcome in, welcome in. Hi, Yuli. Oh, I just reminded seeing Yuli in the chat that I got wedding photos back finally, and I will be sending them around to everyone. So hopefully we'll see some cool photos. But yeah, that's the story of why I'm in front of you today teaching about pressure. That being said, guys, would you be okay with me doing some CNC stuff instead? It wasn't part of my title or anything, but I really want to get back into it this summer. I'm guessing we're not making a pure pressure system. So I have a pressure sensor I got. Here it is, I think. And I want to test it because of Artemis stuff. But then I was like, how do I change pressure? How do I really test if this works? And so the idea we had was a syringe. That's something. Theoretically, we can maybe build some nozzles or some wires that go through that, put the pressure sensor inside, connect all the wires in, and then close it maybe, the syringe, and then change the pressure. It might be ambitious. Jesus, this is a tough syringe to get moving. But yeah, that could be a cool project. But that's the idea that I had today. But if it's okay with you, I might have a look at the CNC today. We haven't messed around with it since last year. So is it last year? It might have been last year. So it'd be nice to kind of dust our fingers off, if that makes sense. And a lot of people don't really know about CNCs because of the 3D printing phase. That's the hype phase that's gone about 3D printing. Back in my day, we didn't have a 3D printer. We had a CNC. Yes. Are we measuring the pressure? So it's just a pure pressure gauge. It doesn't matter what the gas is. It just measures the pressure. If that makes sense. It doesn't matter what gas it is. So yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't know how to go about altering the pressure much. But we'll see. We'll play around with it. I got my SDS drill chuck. Oh, okay. I'm a bit stuck together. I'm out of ideas. Oh, shit. That sounds awful. My dad has a machinist and called them automatics. I'm studying mechanical engineering and thinking about studying a master's in applied physics. Oh, absolutely. Very, very nice transition. Having a degree in mechanical engineering is very good. In a weird way, I feel like doing an engineering degree and going into a master's of physics is easier than doing a degree in physics and then doing a master's in engineering. I have a suspicion that it might be tough. Daniel, welcome in. Thank you so much for becoming a member, by the way. I didn't realize it was you. Thank you. I appreciate the YouTube support. Do you guys hear a little bit of background music? It'd be nice cyberpunk music playing in the background. Not really, no. Okay, well, like soft music maybe. There we go. So this is my desktop. So we're going to fix a few bits and pieces, I think. Yeah, so what we're going to do is a very, very simple goal. Is I'm going to... Do you see my R2-D2 in the background? We're just going to print another print for the R2-D2. Oh shit, I remembered I needed something. So one of the things I'm missing for the room design that I want to do next week is I want to build a rack for 3D prints. Sorry, for 3D filament. Do you know, like it's like 2 rods and the filament sits in it. Do you guys have like ideas or maybe a picture of someone who's done that, specifically a filament shelf to put on the wall? That'd be great. Hi Spin, welcome in. Do you guys understand what I mean? So this is what filament looks like. Oh yeah, this was for my bones. I had a bone project for a while. And so I want this to sit like this. And there's 2 rods where it kind of nests in, and it's a whole rod shelf somewhere on the wall. Because these guys are heavy, like... How much is each one? 1 kilogram or 2 kilograms? I'm trying to remember now. I think it's 1 kilogram, usually. So yeah, you definitely want it at least to withstand 10 kg. Maybe there's something online. Like, what are we looking for? 3D filament shelf. Maybe I can 3D print something? Yes, there we go. I see something. Oh my god, there's something on printables. Chat, I think I found something. Okay, to be fair, it's... Okay, I'll show you what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. Post in the chat. Good afternoon. Welcome in, welcome in. So that's what I'm thinking about building. Maybe a rack or 2 like that. Obviously not all the filament will be stored in it, but like, it would be nice. Support from above or below. Yeah, you definitely need something like that for sure. And then blackboard is the other thing I need to hang up. So I need to build or buy that shelf that I posted, and then a blackboard. And then I have everything ready to finish my room. And then dowel to fold the filaments, our hardware store. Can you send me a link of what you're kind of thinking, Mob Farmer? Hi Buns, do you want to come in? No, you just want to stare at me. Okay. Bunnies, am I right? Hi Kevin, welcome in, welcome in. Right page. That's for that. Where's my other manual? Didn't I have another manual in my hand? Hi Crazy. Oh, it's right here. Hi Justruder. Asked where. Okay. Guess we'll just try and play around. We'll see what happens. What's the worst that happens? I'm coming to Dublin this September for my master's. Oh, cool! Struder, that's awesome. Obviously be careful of doxing, but what university are you going to in Dublin? What degree are you doing? Hi, David. Welcome in from Poland. When I've been around printer rooms, they tend to be fast Fastidious about closed containers with some dry material if the spool could be stored for a while before its next use. Yes. So I have a whole bunch of boxes here, Magus, with those beads so the silica beads that absorb moisture. But then I have also boxes and crates of unopened filament. So it'd be nice to kind of store it in a way. Oh, UCD is a nice school. It's a fancy school. Well, actually, everything in Dublin is fancy to me. But yeah, nice. Yeah, there is a declining literacy. Have you ever heard of such problems or had experience with them personally? Is there a decline in literacy? Yes and no. I think there's two things happening. In my experience. Now, I don't think I'm that experienced as a lecturer, because bear in mind, I'm only 30 years old. And in terms of lecturing, I've only been doing it for 2-3 years now, proper lecturing. What I will say is I'm very impressed by the level of genius that exists with many students and the other scope as well. I would say that both things are true, as in like the range is more extreme nowadays. But no, I would say because I'm a lecturer, I can't comment on the issues with literacy at the moment, students, because the fact that they got into college, you know, is already a filter system in place. I think we should definitely be listening to primary and secondary school teachers, though, who are struggling with the students. And maybe it's because my heart is with the secondary school teachers, as I mentioned earlier, that's what I am by degree originally. That there might be a lot of truth there, and I think a lot of support is needed for sure. Hi, Tetsu. Thanks, Ben. It's a comfy close today. This is the time and place where you're supposed to give your kids these days speech. I do see a computer literacy issue, actually. That's what I would comment on. So I do see a computer literacy issue. Because technically they're not here yet, but the iPad babies are coming. And I see it. I see an issue of PC interface usage as a struggle. It's fine. I understand students not knowing how to use Excel. Why would they? Why would they use Excel before going into uni? But it's things like saving a file and where is how to look for a file. Now, a lot of people point out that I'm doing it constantly the old school way. Oh, okay. Chad is going to be ready for this. Are you ready for this? So I have to take lessons on how to teach kids how to use PCs, because we do lab reports and assignments and they need to know how to use PCs. So wait for this. I'm going to show you display capture. Oh, I don't even know if I can do this. Let me do display capture. Let me show you. So if I wanted to find something from my streaming folder, okay? If I wanted to find something in my streaming folder, I would go into my computer doesn't exist, but File Explorer. I would go into Documents, Streaming folder, and let's say I want to upload one of my YouTube videos, YouTube VODs, and I go through all my VODs that I have. I have a lot of VODs, and that's how I find it. That's not the way it's done anymore. So using C, like look, the way I would go about would be starting with C drive, documents, you know, whatever it is. And that's not the way things are done. Instead, it's all, I actually have no idea. I think it's mostly the search file that they use. Do you know the search engine in Windows now? They type in the thing. That's where it's saved. And yeah, there's a whole other system in place of how to find things. But yeah, I'm apparently outdated and old in the way I manage things. My 10-year-old has been using Excel in school. That's really good. I really think early usage of Excel and Word is great. It's just, Excel teaches Now, I know you all hate Excel. I get it, okay? But it's such a great introduction to just basic PC configurations, basic PC instructions, and learning ever so slightly, a very nice basic introduction of how language, like programming languages, panic or think. Like if you don't say exactly what you want, how it stresses out. Oh, I didn't learn proper typing either. I think there was like a little course we did for a little while, but yeah, I never learned proper typing. I just typed a lot. But I typed fast and incorrectly, but I learned how to type by shit talking in League of Legends. That's how you truly learn how to type. Because when you win the game or when you lose the game, you only have 3 seconds to write your last message before the game ends. So, gotta learn how to type fast. Excel's great. I'm a big fan of Excel. On my work machine, sometimes I try to use search, but it is less than useless. I know. Isn't that actually bad though? I hate the search engine. It never works for me. Exactly, Star Sister. You only have 3 seconds to get all your toxicity out of the system. Oh, yeah. Good old Excel days. So, speaking of searching engine, I don't remember what my Makera program file is called. No, CNC is not it. What would it call? Makera, maybe? Makera Cam? Could be. There we go. But I used to Windows search being completely useless too. I wasn't a big fan of it. Yeah. Good cam? I have 2 files. Might have to update this. Software introduction. There we go. Two unforgettable getaways with Vodafone. No, thank you. What's this program called? I don't think this is the right program. What if I were a CNC milling machine software? What would I be called? Chat. Only incorrect answers. The name of the file. I have it downloaded, but I just need to know. Is it called Carvera Air? Vera Controller. There we go. Finally found it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, let's turn on everything. I'll zoom in. I know some of you weren't around. And yeah, in case anyone's wondering, a CNC is basically a 3D printer, but the exact opposite. It's the OG 3D. Oh. Whiteboard out of the way. Whoa! Slipped on my ruler. Yeah, I forgot about my... So, this is a little present. A pumpkin and a squash. I just need one last thing. And it's containers, in case you guys were wondering. Or stuff. My sister's a big fan of pumpkins and squash. She loves cooking with them, so I decided to give her a gift like this. File down the top a little. I was looking for, but cheap enough and less time supplies than doing it myself. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gracias, Mob Farmer. On the link there. Shit. My knob isn't getting in there, lads. Wait, there we go. Got my knob in. 3D printing is additive magic. CNC is subtractive magic. Exactly. G-code. It's G-code, Wombat. It depends on the C. Yeah, it does. It does depend on the CNC. I'm using Carvera Air. So I might zoom in for you guys to see a little bit more here. Just a little bit more. I'll clean up the room eventually, I promise. One day my room will be clean, but today is not that day. This is my poop basket. Randomly doing a room tour. This is all the stickers for the Carvera. This is a dedicated dustpan and brush for it. Because, trust me, it gets dirty. Oh. Okay, we've plugged it in. We're going to mess around with it a bit. Not happy? We'll do some changing. If you can resurface and walk through, it's clean. I'll take that, Bilbo. I finally made it to stream. Welcome in, Prancing. Hopefully you're keeping well. The dust bunnies are old acquaintances. So what we're going to do is, I actually need to detach this. So this was my last project. It was a fourth access project. And it needs a lot of detaching. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to move you guys even closer to the project. Or a bit more. A bit more. There we go. Very nice. You have a nice shot of it anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to mess around and fix it a little bit. So some of the things I need to do is learn how to detach fourth axis. And put back everything the way it was. That might take a while. As far as I'm concerned, it's easier to remove. It's easier to add stuff than it is to remove stuff. In my long and tedious experience with these projects, it's connected to separate power supply and all. See in the tutorial what there is. Page 46. Is there an uninstallation guide? No. There's only an installation guide. Surely it works the same way. You just work backwards, right, guys? Right? Yeah. Sure, it's the same thing, but working backwards. So, a couple of things we need. Just some of the parts for our Carvera. Oh, this was loose already. Oh no. Hope that's meant to happen. Little part fell off. Hope that's meant to fall off. Whoop, 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 whoop. Very, very dirty as well. This is my laser module. So yes, it can do lasering stuff. These are some of the materials. And what we're going to do today is... Oh, this is the material we're going to use. Basically like glass. What's it, Perspex? There's some double-sided tape. Loads of spare bits if we break any bits, which is nice. Okay. Next, I have another box of accessories. Some more probes, some more materials, some goggles. As you know, safety and all that chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a dedicated corner where I'm going to just clean this. So this is one part of the fourth axis. I'm going to clean this guy. Was epoxy that we used last time on it. Get rid of it. This might be a really ambitious project, by the way, for stream. We might not get this done at all. Let alone the pressure stuff that I wanted to do today. Might have been too much to ask from a tofu. I definitely had a box for the fourth axis. And I might have thrown it out. This is why you should never throw out stuff. Okay. I need to keep the fourth axis all separate, so I need a box. I definitely need a box to keep everything together. I might use my poop box for now. Just to keep it all together. Okay, next part we're going to remove part here, but we also need to unplug the power. Maybe for safety, I'll unplug the CNC. And then we're going to pull the power plug out. Really hard to get in there, so... Ugh. Oh! Nice. Nice. Okay. Power plug is out. Next step is back to the screwdrivers. Here's my screwdriver. Here we go. Actually, we might not even need to do that. This is why you should follow the tutorial. Yeah, I knew it. We don't need to do those. Only need to... A weird thing, but just so I can keep on chat more. Hello, hello. Would it be crazy? I won't be able to see YouTube as often, but something that I could do is I could actually pull up my Twitch stream, add a viewer for myself, and I might just have it that way. If I have my back turned to you, I can still see you guys. Look, it's chat. Hi, chat. Just in case I don't miss out on anything from you guys. Does this count as view botting? Am I view botting myself? Can you guys hear me okay? I've turned up the gain. Let me know if it's okay. Hello, hello Bo, hello Rogue Jelly. I can see everyone now. Oh no, my phone turns off. Oh, that's terrible. Does that mean I need to watch my stream? I think that means I need to watch my stream. Why is it turned? Okay, so if I just heard myself, if I'm not facing you guys don't hear me. Tofu's a tiny bot. I saw that. You think you can comment behind my back, but now that I have chat open on my YouTube or on my phone. It is cyberpunk, yeah. I tend to play music from games that I love and played in the past. I got all the nails out. Oh. Check out major part of the fourth axis. Ta-da! Oh, sorry. Camera. Ta-da! So this is the fourth axis. You put your block in here. The drill bit is on top and it rotates the block with the drill bit. So this is called a fourth axis. Sometimes called a fourth axis relief. So it's very, very nice because if you think about it from a CNC milling machine, your drill bit can only go up and down. So imagine that there is a part of your building, let's take something here that can show. Let's say we take my Xbox controller, right? So if I were to CNC this standing upright, you can imagine that the drill bit can't get past that top part without drilling through it. You know, you're going to break it apart. So fourth relief is what you need. Put it in here on the side and drill bit all around. Still a problem if it curls inwards. If there's anything overlapping or hanging, then the drill bit can't do much about that either. Oh, where's my brush? Here's my brush. I'm going to clean that. Loads of epoxy everywhere. There we go. That's it. Now I just need to print a 3D custom box. Now, what I might do is I might quickly grab a Hoover and just vacuum around that CNC just because it's messy. And get my protective board in place as well. So this metal part is an important part of the CNC. You don't want to damage it. We put a little wooden part because sometimes when you cut things out, you can see from the damage, you're going to need some millimeters of protective layer. Hi Steve, welcome in. So what I might do is I might go grab myself a cup of tea. Again, I'm so sorry. I'm not sure how long we're going to stream. Sense of, I know we want to do pressure stuff and I know Mass Effect or Dangerous, but if I started the CNC, we might not stop. So I'm giving you a warning. I'll see you guys in a little bit. 5.9 meters to come down. On top of the 20 meters of the height of the windmill. Adding those things together, that is 45.9 meters. That is a very large story building apartment block thing to jump from. That's really, really high. His velocity on impact we can also calculate was 30 meters per second. From this, we can actually calculate his momentum. Momentum is equal to mass times volume. We know what the average mass of a gnome is, or you can go into his details and his stats. We found it to be roughly 35, and so his momentum was 1,050 kilograms meters per second. The conclusion of this video is I take no responsibility for Barkis's death because chances are he was probably dead on the windmill. Yeah. To anyone who doesn't know me, I am a physicist from Ireland and I play video games on Twitch and try to make physics educational and relatable. So if any ideas or if you're interested in hanging out, make sure to come out and hang live with me on Twitch. Take care of yourself and don't pull the lever.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
One of the big problems about studying physics is that when you study physics, sometimes you get into the theory and the mathematics too much and pretty much you can't really figure out how to really apply it to real life. And so application is very important, and this is the video for you. This is a study of kinetics, specifically projectile motion, and we will be using a very important scene from Lord of the Rings where we basically toss a dwarf.
Don't tell the elf.
Not a word.
Projectile motion is basically when an object is following a parabolic or curved path. And the reason it does this usually in all of these examples is because gravity is a very, very rude thing. Before Newton discovered gravity, we were all having so much fun. Jokes aside. The thing that makes projectile motion slightly awkward than normal kinematics that you might have encountered is the fact that things happen at angles. And basically what we have to do now is decipher these angles into X and Y components, horizontal and vertical. The description of the scene of The Lord of the Rings is basically Aragorn tossing Gimli across. We don't tell the elf. And there's a massive gap that he has to get across, but also the gap or the layer where the orcs are is slightly lower level. So there's a few approximations we have to make. Our goal here is to calculate how far across Gimli got yeeted, but also how long he was in the air. The first thing we estimate is the speed that Gimli is at. And we did a couple of things on my live Twitch stream to calculate this. Some of the things included calculating frames per second. Others did estimation of distance traveled per second, but basically we came up with 4 meters per second. The angle at which he was yeeted looked roughly 45-degree angle, and this is a chef's kiss of an angle to choose because this is the ideal angle to throw something usually. In this example, Gimli— One of the coolest applications— Hi, I have my cup of tea. I can't find the vacuum. Be right back again. There's some FTL music in the background. You guys into the mood. Tea? Coffee? Hi, so sorry about that. I'm here for lock and load. Wait, let me show you my lock and load. It would help if I had it orientated the correct way. Hi Jitan, welcome in, welcome in. So tea or coffee or both? So I'm just finishing my coffee while my tea is a bit too hot. That's what we're doing. Alright, here we go. vacuumed it up a bit. So that was the idea behind the vacuum I bought, this big thing, which is another project over the summer, is to connect an old school vacuum to this guy by doing a whole bunch of 3D prints and stuff. Can you vacuum my desktop while you're at it? Listen, get in lines now. I need my own desktop vacuumed. A lot of cleaning done in this room. But it's okay. Like I said, I'm going to be cleaning up this room. My plan is to, whatchamacallit. What is my plan again? Oh yes, my plan is to have this whole room repainted. Let me think. I'm going to stream this weekend. I'm going to stream next weekend. And after that, you will see a brand new tofu. That's the plan. Okay, so the next part is getting the bedding down, I guess. Preparation. So the bedding is this cardboard protective layer we use. I just showed it to you, chat. Where did I put it? Where the heck is my cardboard? Where'd you guys put it? Admit it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Steve. Chat. Did anyone see where I put it? Let me zoom out a little. That can help. Where did I put my cardboard bag? Here? It's right next to the other obscure thing. Remember I showed you? Oh, there it is! Ta-da! Okay, so this is a protective layer we have to put down. Then we have to drill it down as well. Or nail it down. So this is the piece that we're going to use. It's just a little metal piece with some nails. I have the orange. 3 nails in total. Where I put my nails. I'm guessing I put it back in the box. Or they're also used in the 4th axis, so it's just nice normal nails like these. Actually, I don't even know what normal nail is. Maybe someone has a better technical term. Hi, Vinash, welcome in. 3-point is a triangle. Hi, Slay, welcome in, welcome in. How's the weather over there? It was pissing rain all day today. But it looks like a little bit of sun now. We've put 3 nails in. Get our nice handy screwdriver and screw them in. This is going to be our starter point, if that makes sense. So the cardboard is there for protective layering. The metal is our boundary as well. And finally, it also keeps the cardboard in place. You don't want the cardboard moving around, of course. So kind of like 3D printing, where you need that bottom layer to be adhesive. You can imagine that in the CNC milling machine. You have a big block and you're drilling around it, it's going to move. So the whole purpose, and probably one of the more complex parts about this, how to secure your material. Because it's nice when it's a textbook or something designed perfectly for the CNC, but most of the time you're just going to get a block and you're going to be like, here, carve a battery cell out of this. And it might be the most obscure block you've ever worked with. So with that, we're going to need to make sure that we cut it correctly, or we keep it really, really secure. That's the idea behind it. True, exactly. Exactly. So we've bedded that down, which is a good start. We also need to possibly attach my light probe. This is the probe. This guy here is the laser pointer. So something that it does is it'll actually outline what the drill is going to do. Before the drill even happens, give us an outline of, listen here, this is the crazy shit we're about to do. Are you sure this is what you want to do? Laser pointer is going to be very nice. Open the holder. This. Lodge it. And close it. Alright. God, it's so dusty. Something you're going to have to get used to is a CNC is much dirtier than a 3D printer. Okay. Next up is we're going to place our Perspex. Is this Perspex? I always forget what this material is called. So there's a little bit of a protective film on it because you can imagine that kind of like glass is a bit more fragile than glass in terms of getting scratched. So we need to make sure that it's protected. So, sorry, I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm painfully trying to get the coating removed on this. I wonder how much is Tofu's electrical bill. Because it's automatic, I don't ask. Yeah, prancing. Back in my day, when I was doing my PhD, my whole battery cell was made out of a CNC as well. And we didn't have a laser probe, you know? So if you make a fucking mistake, it's over. Now, the CNC milling machine that I worked with was way, way bigger, machine-wise. The technology that we have now is how much more advanced. Incredible. I think it's incredible anyway. Now, I'm worried that I might not be able to 3D print and CNC at the same time, especially when they're plugged to the same plug. So, for health and safety concerns, I think it's best not to have the 3D printer and CNC operating at the same time. Someone asked what the wattage is, and I actually don't remember or know. Oh my god, it's so hard to move this film. Oh, acrylic is generic and Perspex is the brand. Oh, cool. I did not realize that. Awesome. So acrylic, what we're doing. Nice, I'll show you now. Look at that. Doesn't that look like glass to you? So cool. I don't know. I find this really cool. I need to look into this, how acid resistant. Because if it's quite acid resistive, maybe we can build a cell that's see-through completely. That would be cool, wouldn't it? I think that'd be class. Right. So, I'm gonna place this guy down. That's the first step. The next step is we're going to pin it down. So how do we do that? Well, we get a whole bunch of these and they're going to basically entrap it down. I'm just getting the nails. Give you a better understanding of what our goal is, I'll actually show you what we're doing. So this is the cardboard that I placed down. This is the little nail that I placed earlier. And this is the acrylic little layer here, okay? Hopefully you can see that we're doing. My next step is to trap the guy down because, think about it, we need to make sure it doesn't move. Remember, there's going to be a drill bit moving. We want to keep that plastic in place. Look very closely. We also need trapped as well. We have a lot to do here. Also, I just put it down wrong. Good idea to always check your work. Always a good idea to do that. In case you're wondering how it stays down, I'll show you actually. If you look at this guy very, very carefully, fuck. Has little side ridges. This. The idea is that this onto the material and hangs over like an overhang. Rips it hard. Sip of tea in between, as one does. Also, we are very, very close, 100 or so followers away from 15,000 followers, which is a huge and amazing achievement, chat. If you guys have ideas of what you would like, I think 15,000... sorry, we should do a 15-hour stream. But if you have an idea of what you think might be fun as a thank you to the community, let me know. Back to you. Tearing these guys down. Clamping it down now. It's important to note that this is quite versatile. You don't have to follow the tutorial exactly, because obviously your block is always going to be slightly different. Be dangerous. Visit your feared objects in the game would be fun to watch. You have a lot of Elite fans for sure. I need more nails. If I were a nail, where would I be? How unusual. Missing some nails. I'm not sure how or why. Actually, am I? Maybe I'm not. Oh, I might not. Okay. I have a feeling I am, but you know what? It's fine. Hi, Chaptermans. Everything would look like a hammer. Here we go. One last height check. So you might be wondering, Tofu, how hard should we drill it in? Well, more than anything, what you're trying to do is make it stop from moving and make sure it's tight under the drill bit. So as tight as you can do it, number one, or number two, as hard as the material is going to withstand. So that Perspex or that acrylic, how hard that can withstand. How is Bambi? She's doing good today, Chocolate Mints. Last 2 days, she's been fantastic. She's good. She's really good. We haven't had a Zoomy yet, but other than that, she's been really good. She's eating and her poo looks really good today. Very nice poo. Very moist. Large. Brown. Is this TMI? Should I stop chat? Okay, so we've drilled that bit down. We have the laser connected. Let's look at our tutorial. We also need to get 2 drills ready. 1 is for the outline and 2 is for the finer drill. So make sure we use our milling bits ready. Number 1. I actually genuinely think I've lost some stuff here. I must have put away some. Have to have a wee look for it again. Anyways. You need to be careful. Like, this looked like the correct bit. But then I noticed that the length was wrong. 42 millimeters. So there you go. So that was the bit I thought. That's really incorrect. Correct one. Flute ball nose bit. No. It's not a flute nose. We're looking for a single flute spiral. There we go, I found it. So I'll show you the number 1 bit that is going to be used. Voila. So this guy is going to give us the outline. I like how, to focus the camera, I do the influencer thing. You know, makeup influencers do that to focus the object on it. But instead of makeup, we're having, you know, CNC milling bit. That. Strike a pose. We're a CNC milling influencer now, chat. Confirmed. Okay, so that's our bit number 1. And bit number 2 is a 30-degree 0.2 mmV bit. Fortunately, I don't even know the color I'm meant to look for. Single flute bit for metal. Some of these are color coded. Oh, 30-degree, 2 millimeter. That could be it. Check. Not happy that it doesn't. single. So, I think I have the right one. I'll double check. 30 degrees. I'm kind of in the boat of I don't know any better, so I think this is the right one. Oh, you fucker. Chat, I put away into the bag first bit, did I? Oh! After all that work of finding the bit, I put it back. Okay, so this is bit number 2. I'll show you what it is. Has a little protective layer. Ooh. Show you my bit. Oh, wow. Very sharp bit. Press your fingers on these. Careful. Hi, Grim. This is bit number 2. Oh, no! I think I found bit number 1. Okay, so this might be exciting. We're going to turn it on. Are you ready? If everything is okay-ish, shit. It should start homing. Unfortunately, it didn't. Automatic homing to complete. Damn. Our automatic homing did not complete. That's not good. Okay. Unpacking. Have done the unpacking, the preparation. Yeah, we have done all the preparation. Oh, maybe. I'm hopeful. I'm gonna sit down. The reason I'm hopeful is I think I need to have the software connected to it. It won't. It needs the Wi-Fi connected. So let me look at my Makera really quickly. Because it's disconnected at the moment. Connect to the cover. Reconnecting to machines. Alright. Oh! Connection failed. Connected to machine. Connection. Okay. Okay. It's connected. I'm going to guess. Disconnect with the machine? No? Yeah, it is a very bright light, but we need to make sure we're doing everything correctly. So the computer can control the machine without being restricted. The network can be configured to USB or Wi-Fi access. Click the More button at the end of the status bar. Click the Wi-Fi icon. Select Wi-Fi, enter password, connect. Please retry. Disconnect. Click the button, disconnect. Switch back. Wi-Fi. Okay. Connect. Wi-Fi. Let's connect to Wi-Fi first. Machine is halted. Emergency stop button pressed. Confirm to unlock. Yes, confirm. Beeped at me twice. Okay. I'm wondering if there's like a little thing that I need to do to control it. Do we need to shove the safety lid? Oh, do we? I don't think so. If I remember correctly, there is no safety precaution in place unless there's an update that I don't know about. As far as I'm concerned, there was never any safety in place. Let's pop this open here, and I'm going to just... No remote file selected. Access. Why can't I set the access? I'm gonna see if turning it on and off again. The hell? The plug not working. Thanks. Hell no. Still not good. Machine is halted. Emergency stop button pressed. Oh. Oh my god, it was fucking lodged. Ah. Oh my god, it's working now! Let's go! She's alive! Sorry, I'm getting really excited. It's blue! Do you see the blue light? I didn't realize I had the stop button permanently pressed down. Okay, okay. So, the next step, I suppose, is to get it to do the auto homing. How do I auto home it? Question. Did we fat finger it? Basically, we had the emergency stop button pressed permanently. To be honest, it's a nice thing that we have that safety feature. It is a nice thing that we have that ready and operating. Open root. Open root. How does one open a root? Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into programming so you guys can get a chance of seeing what I'm seeing. Enjoy what we're trying to learn here. There we go. So the first thing it says open root. Let's go. Whose idea was it to try and do this, chat? So we need to open root. Old current task is MDI file? No. Open G file. Okay, okay, there we go. Open root. Examples. LED. Acrylic. Okay, so here we go. So we either have a balloon, Carvera, R2D2, Spider-Man. Do we want Spider-Man? I think we'll do Carvera as a huge thank you. Select. Okay, here we go. Hi, Selfless Mercy. Welcome in, welcome in. And here we go. We have all the G code. Open the task configuration and operation dialog box. Okay, open task configuration and operation dialog box. Shit. No, that's wrong one. Is this it? Oh, I remember this brief. Good morning. No, Mustache, I got distracted with my CNC, so we're stuck still doing stuff on the CNC. Fortunately. So we're going to do... So what I'm doing right now is I'm just quickly Googling this thing really quickly of how to do this part. Okay. He's just opening the file now. Ah, yes, I knew this. So I remember this being so worrisome. So the thing is, we need to configure this, like to make sure that this prints out correctly, okay? So you might think before, because we need to set the access and stuff. So we're going to start running task. So it's almost startling. It's like, oh shit, it's going to start running. It's like, no, don't panic. We actually need to set everything. So the first thing we need to do is we need to set working coordinates. We're going to offset some stuff here. So, is it this one? I want to make sure I'm pressing the right button. You don't want to fuck up what buttons you're meant to press, you know? So it's this one here. And it's going to be anchor 1. The reason why it changed, the last time I used this program, we used the fourth access relief, and you know, we need to be careful here. Relative to anchor 1. Okay, that's good. Okay. Make sure it's an anchor 1. We did. We've repositioned our guy over here, which is good. We definitely want to scan the margin. Absolutely. We can turn off the Z probe, I believe, because the Z probe is for the fourth axis. But for some reason, it should be turned off. I'm not happy about that. Clearance height 2. Oh, it turns off. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. I was wondering there for a second. Okay. Press OK here then. Okay, so I think we're done. This is everything we need to be able to do this. Are we ready? Hi, Peter. Welcome in. Okay, this might be scary. We're going to hold each other's hands, chat. We're going to get through this. It's not going to be that scary if we're in it together. We're all in this together. We ready? I'm nervous, team. I don't know about you, but I'm nervous. Okay, here we go. So we're going to press run. Okay. Please change the tool to probe. Don't worry, we did. Let's go camera. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. A little bit more. And we've changed the guide to probe, and we're going to press confirm. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the outline is correct. So this is a nice thing with the CNC. Some CNCs don't have this. This one does. So what it's going to do is it's going to outline what it's going to print for me. We're going to observe it. I'm going to do a shape like this. It's showing me the boundaries first. And it's okay if it's within the boundaries. That's a good thing. But the bad thing is if the laser pointer goes outside the material, then that's bad. Okay, very good. So I can see what we're going to print. Now what it's doing is it's bringing the probe all the way down and it's going to show me the height clearance. Even look at it a bit better. That's the protector layer. You guys want to see it a bit better? What are we cooking? This is a CNC milling machine. So I'm just going to print a new little Perspex visual for my little light. Is that brass? No, Perspex. Underneath is just metal and it's a bit of cardboard. So it's just going around auto leveling at the moment, making sure it's nice and flat. Pressure sensor? Yes, we'll do the pressure sensor afterwards, I hope. Or kind of, not even afterwards, during. So once we get the CNC going, we can start looking at the pressure sensor. I'm worried about how to test the pressure sensor, though. That's my problem. Because I don't know how to alter the pressure too much. Should we really raise the safety glass? It's okay, Dashmish. At the moment, it's just a probe. When we have the drill... Beep, 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 beep. When we have the drill bit, then we should have the protector. Okay, so please change to tool 2. Okay, so I'll show you what I'm going to do. This might be interesting for y'all. Because this is a G-code, it's going to be constantly switching between drill bits. At certain moments, it's going to ask us to change bits and pieces. Everdrill, thank you so much for your Prime. 20 months, let's go. Thank you so much for your Prime. You're very, very kind. I hope you're keeping well. If any of you feel unsafe on the stream because of what I'm doing with the CNC milling machine, I recommend you all wear goggles. If you feel uncomfortable. Okay, so the next part that I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this laser probe. Because that's all it did. It was just lasering it was going to show me what it was going to do. So I pull this handle down. Hey. Pop this guy out. Has a little holder here in place. The next part is we need to put in our spiral single flue bit. Show you what I look. Oh my god, I almost stabbed myself. A little bit like this. Lodges itself in here. Be careful, these things are sharp. And firmly. Okay. Actually, I'll keep the lid open just to show you how it works. The lid really isn't there for safety. Well, theoretically speaking, if you're around children or people careless who'll put their hand in there, that's what it's for. But it's mostly to stop dust from getting around the place. So I'll just keep the lid open just for you guys to see this part. And we're going to confirm that I changed the tool bit to tool bit 1. There we go. So I just want you guys to check this part out. I always feel unsafe on Tofu stream. OMG, I almost stabbed myself. There we go. We have the bit going. So I'm going to stand beside it and just be ready with the emergency stop, just in case. looks good so far. I'm gonna close the lid. And all is good. Shouldn't you be wearing safety goggles, Toast? No. I mean, like, it's just drilling bits of plastic. Ultimately, the danger here is there's nothing going to shoot out with a protective layer and everything like that. I don't know if I was drilling the metal. I'd be a bit more worried for sure. Oh yeah, sorry, it's not aluminum. Sorry, it's not metal. What we're doing, it is plastic. It's Perspex. So I'll show you what we're doing. We're basically printing something like this again. Sorry, this might be really hard to focus because so this is R2D2 carved out. And that's exactly what we're doing, but we're doing a Carvera Air, a different version of this. So it's just plastic. All good. Yeah. 55 stream streak, let's go. Yeah, I also have a laser for it as well. I haven't tested it, even though I kind of want to. Here's my laser setup. It's the one part of the Carvera Air I haven't tested it, kind of because fire is an issue. So it's kind of weird, but it doesn't come with like safety stuff for this. Obviously, laser goggles, very important for laser engraving. That part is definitely important. But I'm surprised it doesn't come out with like a air thing. So that's what okay, so I'll show you some of the parts I have around the house. Why this project has taken so long is because there's two problems I have. I don't have a vacuum. You see that white tube there? That's meant to be a vacuum, but you need to connect a vacuum to it. So I was a cheap fuck. And I didn't want to buy those expensive €500 vacuums that you get, or like... I have hair in my mouth. Those really expensive parts. So, this is what I bought. I bought an €80 industrial vacuum. And what we're going to do with this is I'm going to 3D print and design a perfect tube that connects to the vacuum tube of it. What was I thinking? Just don't even talk to me, okay? For the laser engraving part, we're going to need another part as well. We're going to need compressed air. Now, you actually don't really need it in the sense of it shouldn't catch on fire, but, you know, with little things to think about, just in case, it might be a good idea to have that thing in place, just in case. So that's why I've been a bit slow with the CNCs, because I've been trying to build all of these safety issues or safety concerns that I need to implement. A different way to achieve this? Oh, I'd like to highlight that it's a different form of art. It's not taking away from people who carve out of wood with blocks. It's more so, it's just another medium, because bear in mind, you still have to design and 3D model and G-code all your designs that you build. And carving it out in a CNC is a completely different skill set. It's kind of like some people paint with digital art and some people paint with paintbrush and pencil. And I think that's that kind of translates into the 3D world. Classically, people could carve out of wood or, you know, famous artists out of different stone. The same can be applied with 3D printers and CNCs. Artists will draw the material in three-dimensional work, implement G-code or a process of how to carve it out, and then print it out. But I would say that the CNC is very limited and the 3D printer is very limited. The amount of fine work artists can do with their hands is, you know, much better, I would say. Just a different way to achieve the end goal. I guess. Again, I'm not sure. I would say it's just kind of a different... I don't know if the end goal is the same. Does that make sense, Cliff? When you suggested that, or when you stated that, sorry. That makes sense? There's an element... Yeah, art is very interesting. The process of making is quite important in art. That's true, Rune, yeah. How bad is the CNC? Do you guys hear it in the background when we're speaking? So I don't have a noise filter on at the moment. Just a classical noise gate, of course. Oh, I remember the answer to that. I forgot. How accurate is the CNC? Is it like 1 millimeter? Or like, no. I think some modern CNCs can be up to micromillimeters accurate. I could be wrong about that though. Don't quote me on that. Oh, thank you for the rack thing that you posted. I like that. Yeah. It's a very good rack. That was a very weird sentence to say. You know what I mean, chat? Thank you for sending the link to that 3D filament storage shelf rack. Pretty quiet in the background. Nice. This is a CNC. It's a carving machine. It's the opposite of a 3D printer. It stands for Computer Numerical Control. Is that right? I forget now. It's been years. Can anyone confirm or deny the rumors I'm spreading? Is that what it stands for? I forget now. It's a lot quieter than the last CNC I saw. Yeah. The one I have in my workshop at work is like massive. It's like at least a quarter of this room and it's really, really loud. Yeah, it is a cool thing to have for sure. I think I will get future tense. I will get a lot of value out of my CNC because of my research. I have access to 3D printers at work, and there are CNC milling machines at work as well, but there's a lot of concerns with them. And because I'm not milling anything crazy, I'm just milling a cell, and the limitation size on the CNC is perfect. I actually think I can build quite nice things with the CNC, and having access at it at home is just great. Maybe I can bring it into work, but it's really heavy. I don't know. I don't want to bring it into work. It's like anything can happen at work. Something stupid can happen. What was the biggest thing you ever CNC'd? A battery cell, but it's not that big. All the parts, the biggest part to a battery cell is about this big. So that's as big as of a thing I built. Yeah. Not many big things. But yeah, some people do amazing CNC stuff, like wood carving, beautiful work. Yes, my research is in vanadium flow batteries, so I had to build several cells actually, and I had technically on paper official training on the CNC. One of those little things I suppose you pick up along the way. That's really what a PhD or a master's research or anything is really about. It's all these little skills that you pick up along the way. Because honestly, if I got the CNC, as you know, with the sponsorship that I did with Maycara, sorry, and I didn't know what a CNC was before, I think this would have been too difficult for me. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like everything that I was able to figure out, the 3D printer, the electronics, it has to be built somewhere in what I've learned during my PhD and my research. Some shape, way, or form, all of these things are connected. Even if not directly, you know. Life teaches you lessons, as they say. Did you see any of the CNC horror educational videos? What do you mean, like... No, I don't want to know now. And do not operate the lathe. What is a lathe again? Let me have a quick look. Lathe machine. Oh my god, stop. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm terrified of all those kind of machines. The CNC is as extreme as I'll go. And it's a small little machine. Do not look at a lathe. Immediately looks at a lathe. No, I know those stuff. But I think... maybe you guys can tell me. Did you guys have a module or a subject called woodwork? Maybe in school? Basic carpentry? Maybe something like that? Because then if you did, maybe you guys got experience in workshops and stuff like that when you were younger. In hindsight, I think I would have taken a subject like that. After all my knowledge now, after all my background, I would love to have gone back to school. Okay, no, I don't want to go back in time. I don't want to go back to school, God no. But I think I would take woodworking. I think that would be so much fun. Lathe is scary. A CNC lathe is scarier. Oh God. Yeah, no, big machines are very scary for sure. I think this is the scariest thing I can do. And again, it's a tiny CNC. It fits on your desktop, like, it really is really nice. It would be nice to I suppose it's impossible actually now that I think about it. I was going to say, it would be nice for it to inbuild a sensor of it thinks there's danger and make it stop. But the whole process of a bit is to drill through. So how is it going to know the difference between a hand flesh versus the epoxy that it was drilling through, you know? Our woodworking teacher had parts of several fingers missing. Jesus, I just couldn't. Maybe a resistance of the material. Yeah, I wonder how you can inbuild something like that. Hi Ken, welcome in Vindex. Hope you guys are keeping well. Dashmik. AKA class clown. Ah yes, classical class clown. Oh, for a little while I didn't have a headache. God damn it, my headache's coming back again after the painkillers. Sucks. Headache days suck. It's funny, we covered wiring a plug in our science class and everyone learned how to wire a plug. Say, oh, that's very good. That's almost illegal now, I think. I think we had this conversation that you're not allowed to do electronics in your own house or electricity-based stuff in your own house or something. And then someone pointed out that it wasn't a law, it was a recommendation or something. I don't know. I did try to get my internet people to come in and put internet in this room. So as you guys may know, I have very shit internet, and sometimes I disconnect randomly. So I spent hundreds of euros on. I haven't actually opened it. First of all, I spent a shit ton of money on this. Well, not that much money actually, but it's a type of Ethernet cable that's like fabricy, and it's supposed to be super fast. So I have this. I haven't connected it. I should have done it before stream. Other thing I have here is I bought really, really expensive plug things. Now, I looked it up and it's supposed to be very, very good. And I spent a fortune on these. They better be fucking good. Because at the moment, my internet provides half a gig. And in this room, I'm lucky if I get 100 with my connection. But yeah. Hi, Frizerp. I'm sorry to hear that. Are we cutting back on expenses? Look, do you know what we'll do? Where is your command? Here it is. We will. Here you go. Frizerp. So the subs are wearing off? What do you mean the subs are wearing off? What was I gonna say is, before it comes down, I'm in the setting here. Press it one more time for the road. Ah, you did them for 6 months. Okay.
There's no ghost in space, Berserk!
One more for the road. There we go. I'll keep it on standby for you, if you ever wish to return. But thank you so much for the support for so long. Very, very kind of you. No, look, it's a huge thank you to anyone who subs, and you subs for so long and supported this channel for so long. I'm really, really, really grateful. Thank you. But look, you're always still welcome in the community. We continue to expect shenanigans from you, as always. Top tier shenanigans. So yeah, this is the expensive plugs I bought. They better fucking work. I should have set them up before stream today. But yeah, supposedly they can run up to a gig. We'll see. So what fun stuff you have in the lab behind yourself? Mechanical only or also some electronics? Most of the stuff I have is electronics, but it's all in boxes. That's a whole wiring or like a electronic station. Soldering station. Yeah. Like I said, in 2 weeks' time, I'm changing up the stream room. We're going to paint the walls. We're going to put equations on the board. I have a blackboard. Oh, yeah, I need to find the blackboard, actually. So I want to put up a blackboard on my wall. So I need to buy paint markers, 3D printing shelf. I want to buy like old school blackboard, like the ones people had in school, like a second-hand one, surely, because schools don't use blackboards anymore. 90 centimeters by 60 is too small. Like, I want a bigger board, proper old school blackboard. Thanks, Luana. Appreciate that. Oh. It's so funny because I always think that my streaming room is shit. Like, it's so messy and there's just so much BS around and it's so dirty and unorganized. But then so many people like yourself come in the chat and think, your streaming room looks so cool. And it's always interesting to think how you always want what you don't have kind of thing, or the hills is always greener. And I wonder if 2 years ago I looked at my streaming room now, even if it's messy, would I be really happy with my streaming room now? They were green, yeah. They were kind of green instead of black. No, I don't think so, John. I will be There's a Munster rugby match on instead. And yeah. Throw the blackboard eraser at people. No, when I was in school, abuse in school was not allowed already. I'm not that old. See, chat? Sometimes we say, oh, we're old, but I'm not that old. I think that's a really important line. There's going to be two important lines. Number one, when kids used to be beat in school by their teachers, or like physical punishment was allowed. And number two, AI. Those are going to be the two big lines of, were you there? Did you get your degree when AI was out? And number two, were you physically abused when you were in school? Your space, your problem. That's fair. Your room isn't an IKEA Calic shelf unit with trinkets and colour lights. So it's unique based on what you... on that before you consider anything else. That's a fair point. I do like the look of those IKEA templates and stuff, but... yeah. It's so unrealistic and impractical for me. Yeah, my house isn't very pretty, if that makes sense. It's a very practical house. You abuse the lab rats all the time. True. Valid. Valid statement. I do abuse my lab rats. Yeah, the vacuum would be a good idea to have on. A lot of printing needs to be done. I will say, in terms of tables, I thought about it for a while and I brainstormed. What I need is not a table, not a desktop table, but I need like, do you know those wardrobe presses or like counter presses? I need something sturdy for all my 3D printing machines and CNC. So hopefully in the length of this room in the background, I have enough room to fit 2 3D printers and a CNC milling then. Might be ambitious. Because that CNC is extremely heavy. It really needs something sturdy. For utility, not... yeah, no. They're really nice, though. They really are nice reserve. But, yeah, I just don't have the ability to decorate my house. Hi, XXB. Welcome in. Twitch recommended you. Awesome. I'm glad that Twitch thinks you are elite enough to join this stream. We're just drilling some stuff in our CNC. And I guess we can talk about pressure already. Let me look how long the CNC is going to go for. So, oh, it's actually finished soon, the first layer. Because we're going to change the drill bit. Do you know what? We might stick around and wait a bit until the bit needs to change. Because it's going to be done in about 2 minutes, the first bit. So we'll change the second bit and then we'll take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll look at the pressure sensor. I'm not sure what we can do with the pressure sensor. I'm kind of nervous about it, to be honest. The reason I'm nervous about it is because, how do I change the pressure? I should buy a pressure cooker. Oh, it's carving out the outline. It's very loud. So that's maybe what we should do. Thank you, Lucky. This. You can see some of the nibbles. We had Bambi nibbling. Is it like a mechanical pressure sensor or atmospheric pressure? Do you mean stress measurement, Drew? Is that what you're implying with the mechanical? Is that the same thing? Atmospherical, anyway, is the answer. Oh shit, I hope it is. It's not a stress sensor. It shouldn't be. I know what a stress sensor looks like. It should be a little barometer. We'll find out. We'll find out. Oh, this is where the nails were. I had a lovely kit with all the fucking... Oh my god, I used new drill bits accidentally. Shit. Because they're going to wear and tear over time as well. Reduce, reuse, recycle. We didn't need a little bowl thing holder in our kitchen, so I'm going to use it to store my big boy stuff. So my pliers. My wire cutter. My wire stripper. Scissors. And my soldering sucky. There we go. Reduce, reuse, recycle, chat. Beep, beep, beep. Now once it's bit changed. Sophie, you know, funny, we've always used MM25s for hair. Even our metric dabbling is weird. Oh, okay. I would say that a lot of people use MMH, millimeters of mercury. But I'm kind of pushing against it more and more because most people don't use it anymore here. And the understanding of what it is kind of confusing. But now that you mention it, it might be a cool thing to cover really quickly. What does that even mean? What does the millimeter of mercury actually stand for? I think I have some old textbooks that still use it. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to change the tool head. So please change tool 1, then press confirm or main button. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and change the tool bit. So the first bit gave us the outline. The second one is more detailed. Going to use our vacuum really quickly just to clean it up a little bit. Careful, don't use your vacuum on the actual material because you'll scrape it and damage it. That's why I've specifically bought a soft brush. We're just going to wait a little while. It's actually quite hot to touch, so we're just going to let it cool. Because imagine it was a proper drill. Actually, this one isn't going to be hot. But just be mindful that when you're doing this, that it can get quite hot sometimes. Especially when you're drilling like aluminium and stuff. I want to be careful about that. I've opened so many tabs. But yeah, thank you so much for the 3D filament shelf, marker, and blackboard. Man, some of these blackboards are so expensive though. I don't mind splurging and buying a good quality one. Like €400. Sure, you can get a second-hand blackboard. Because I feel like so many primary schools changed to whiteboards. You'd think they'd be selling them. Maybe I'm wrong. So I'm just thinking about a blackboard to hang up here. My plan. Oh, like paint a blackboard. Okay, okay. That switch was probably like 30 years ago. Fair enough. I'm old. The good thing about it is that even though it's quite hot initially, it's also cools down very quickly. This drill bit is very, very small and sharp. I don't know if you guys remember, this guy is really, really sharp. Show it to you. Even comes with a cover. How sharp. Oh, so this is the finer. Pull the lever down. Right here. Lever. Make sure it's firm. Box. Then we press confirm on the program. Now, this is the reason why I couldn't show you just how much it outlined and got done, because you can't move it. If you move it a tiny bit, you're done for. So we can't afford to do that, unfortunately. And just a minor safety issue, especially when you disturb it. Oh wait, there's asbestos in Blackboard? Wait, I did not know that. Hello. That's really loud, sorry. Doing the outline now. Your room is farting. Are you being abducted? I'm sorry. It is so loud. Oh, damn. It had a Taco Bell. I wonder. It's not usually this loud. Let's see how long this print is going to take. This CNC is going to take. 38 minutes in total. Okay. Oh no. Not 38 minutes. Kind of sounds like it's almost done. Okay. While the crazy drilling part is happening, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back, hopefully in a quieter room. I'll see you guys in a little bit. And for us to truly study this field, we would have to study fluid dynamics, which we're not going to do today. And the final form of heat transfer that we study is radiation. This is basically how we obtain the energy from the sun, because as you know, via conduction and convection, you need matter for heat to transfer. Radiation doesn't need matter, and that is how the heat from the sun can transfer through space and onto Earth and heat us up and keep us warm. Power is equal to the emissivity times sigma times the surface area times T to the power of 4. Sigma in this case is Stefan-Boltzmann constant because this is referred to as the Stefan-Boltzmann equation. The emissivity value represents by how much of a black body it is. A black body is an object that absorbs heat extremely well, super efficiently, and also emits heat extremely well. Usually when we do a lot of thermodynamic calculations revolving in outer space, we assume most objects are black bodies. It makes our calculations easy. But in reality, most things are not perfect. And it's a ratio answer, so it exists between 0 and 1. A is the surface area of the object that is emitting the heat. In our case, usually it's the sun we talk about, and it emits spherically. So it would be the surface area of a sphere. T to the power of 4. Note, it's not delta T, by the way. T has to be represented in Kelvin for this equation to work. It is not good enough like in the earlier equations where we just used delta C. So it is the temperature in Kelvin to the power of 4. Most objects absorb and emit simultaneously, and so sometimes we have another equation where we have the difference of the two temperatures. The room the object is in and the object temperature itself. Then you'll be able to calculate what the net power is between the two. Here is a rough schematic of the liquid nitrogen dewar. To reduce conduction and convection, there is usually a little gap inside where there is a vacuum. If you create a vacuum, a very thin vacuum, conduction cannot occur because there are no particles to vibrate from one to the next, and convection cannot occur where a particle gets heated up and travels through air. On the outside of that vacuum, we have a silver shiny surface. Basically, we're trying to get it far away from a black body as much as possible, and usually the polar opposite of it is a shiny silver surface. This usually reduces the absorption and the emission via radiation. While a liquid nitrogen dewar operates to keep liquid nitrogen super cold, the same idea works with a thermos that is trying to keep your coffee hot inside. It doesn't matter if it's a really cold thing inside or a really hot thing inside. It is basically trying to isolate whatever temperature it is that you have inside. I hope you found that educational. What do you think, Bambi? Sound can be intense. I apologize for alarming you. I hope your ears are perked. Okay, I'll stop. Let's cover sound intensity, the decibel scale. When we study Introduction to Physics, we talk about sound being a form of energy. Specifically, we tend to measure it in terms of intensity. It's the amount of energy per second being displaced upon 1 meter squared. Hence the unit being watt per meter squared. But we want a number that is easy to reference very soft sounds, like rustling leaves and the wind. We also want it to be able to measure loud sounds, such as jet airplanes and shotguns. And so we have a logarithmic scale for human numbers, where 30-40 decibels is quiet, rustling leaves, and all the way over 150 decibels is really, really loud sounds, like jet airplanes, guns. The expression is beta, which is decibel, is equal to 10 log times the intensity of the sound that we're measuring over the threshold of hearing. The threshold of hearing is the minimum sound a human can hear, which is usually 10 to the minus 12 watts per meter squared. We like to use the decibel scale, especially when we're conversing normally with humans, because it's a number that means something instantly. If we were talking about intensity of sound in a casual conversation, we'd be talking about units such as 10 to the minus 12, 10 to the minus 9, 10 to the minus 5, and though... Hello! Oh, I think we're done. I'm surprised. I thought it'd be a lot more detailed, but I guess not. I guess I'm confused about what my career... One of the coolest happened to do. That was so fast. Yeah. My pee break? Or the 3D print? All right, let's check this out. Oh, this is a weird thing. It's so weird that it will never return it to its axis. So if I remember correctly, I think I have to press home. Yeah, so it's weird. I have to manually press home in the program to home it. Homing beacon. We also brought a snack. Oh, I forgot a spoon. But yeah, after this, we're going to have a quick snack. I might also, it's okay with ye, I've just been 3D printing a lot in this room lately. And, yeah, I might bring in my air filter in here just for a little while. Ah, Mamba, thank you. I'm glad I helped you pass your exam. Computer architecture. I wonder what videos I helped you with that one. Hi, Blower. Welcome in. Always hold the lever. Like you can hold it, but I'm kind of scared, so I'm just let it drop. That is so sharp. I think I've done a boo-boo. You're gonna love this. Okay, I'm gonna double check something really quick. Don't judge me, okay? Yeah. 7.2. Oh, I didn't do a mistake. Did you? One. Didn't do a mistake. Why did I think I did a mistake? Okay. Act it. Ugh. Act this quite poorly. That's okay. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It looks terrible. Feels like I didn't do this right. Like, look at what it's meant to be like. Look at that. I think the bits are the opposite. I'm just looking at this. I fucked up the bits. The bits are the exact opposite. This was meant to be drilled using the good guy, the thick guy, and this was meant to be using the fine guy. How did I mix that up though? Oh my god! I think I know! Oh, that is so stupid! Oh. We can't go again. I don't have any more of this of this perspex. Do you know what happened? This is so fucking weird. Wait till you hear this, chat. It doesn't look great under the light. No, it didn't look good. It said prepare bit number 1 and prepare bit number 2. And I misread the program when I was doing it. It said input number 2 first and then input number 1 in the actual program. My dumb ass thought that bit number 1 would be the first bit to go in And bit number 2 would be the second bit to go in. So, not only did I fuck up this whole perspex, and it's ruined, I think I just broke the bit as well for the second part. Guy, why was so loud? Remember, it was so loud. It shouldn't have been that loud. Okay, I thought I damaged it, but I didn't. This shouldn't have been used the way it was. Yeah, it was a silly goose. So I swapped bits. The fine detail bit was used with the thick bit, and then the thick bit was used with the fine detail bit. I mixed them up because, yeah, luckily it was perspex. So honestly, in the end, it's actually okay. Like, if there was any mistake to make, we made it with this. If that was aluminium or something scary, that would have been a bit more worrisome. That's annoying. Ugh. Well, whatever. The good news is I repaired the CNC and I know how to make it work now because I have a few projects in mind. Unfortunately, this is gone, Nukinade, if that makes sense. I don't know how to pin this down aligned without the full block. Maybe if I hadn't moved it, do you know what I mean? It would have been a good idea. If I had realized what happened immediately, Nukinade, that would have been a really nice idea. You know what? Every day is a school day. We learned something. That we did. The thing that we learned is Tofu can't raid! Oh well. C'est la vie, as they say. C'est la vie. I deserve the bonk. Can you fill in the lines with acrylic paint or some further? You know what? I'm getting acrylic markers specifically to paint on my wall. So maybe, Mystic. Maybe. Hello, Mano. Welcome in. Ah, the joys of tech. My room is a mess. Every time I stream for you guys, my room becomes a mess. I think you guys are the problem. Honestly. The more I think about it, the more I think you guys are the problem. Just saying. Correlation and all. Stuff into the bin. Have some pomegranate seeds. I'm the problem, it's me. Ooh. Alright, chat. Make sure to give yourselves a snack. If we are the problem, then alcohol is the solution. That's exactly right. I'll take it. Thanks, Mama Hole. What is that snack? This is pomegranate seeds, pre-peeled. Ah, you like the Paul Dirac stuff. Nice. I don't make too many videos like that, but it was fun. They look fiberful. I wonder, is pomegranate a good source of fiber? I feel like any fresh veg and fruit kind of class gets classed as good fiber. You tried harvesting? What does that mean? As in you opened it up and tried to pull it out? I'm about to have some coffee and oatmeal. That sounds lovely, actually, oatmeal. I don't think I've had oatmeal in a long time. Looking at the tutorial now. Oh my god, yeah. I should have just watched the tutorial for a few more minutes longer and I would have noticed that the bit I was using was wrong. God, I'm so blonde sometimes, I swear. God damn it. Apparently there's 4 grams of fiber per 100 gram. Okay, I'm eating 100 grams. So I got 4 grams of fiber, which is about 15% of my daily allowance. What the fuck does daily allowance mean? Good daily intake, I get. What is daily allowance? I need someone to what do you mean you're allowing me to have fiber? Who are you to allow me more or less fiber? Allowances when you get mowed the lawn. That is such a weird term, no? Am I crazy in thinking that's a weird term? You will regret too much fiber. Do I? I don't think I ever have too much fiber. Too much carbs is usually the problem. Okay. Let's be honest, chat. Do any of you actually worry about too much fiber? On average, right? Unless there's obviously some health issues to be concerned about. But generally speaking, are we ever worried about too much fiber? Most of the time, we're worried about too much carbs, right? We're all on the too much carb side, surely. Is that pomegranate without seeds? Lol. Okay. We're almost done. I think we should clean up the room a little bit. I don't want to point fingers, but somebody made a mess in this room. And if you guys want to do more physics or play video games, we gotta clean up after ourselves. We gotta clean up after. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It was me, I did it. You all did it. You all contribute to the messiness of this room. Every single feckin' one of yous. I'm 30 years old. Right. Yeah, I'm 30 years old. That took a while. Okay, let's clean up this room a little bit. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm also going to repair my 3D printer, my Bamboo, my older printer. So I won't bother until we paint the room. Okay. One of the things I want to hang up in my room is this. Hoping to get this guy hung up. Maybe I should draw some nails in him. Have to hang him up. Hi, Bog. Oh, crap. When I address you like that, it sounds like usurped by Robert Picardo, which I meant to say good morning. This ambassador? What about... Okay. So there's Miss, Doctor, Ambassador. Oh, I'm also a Commander, Bog. Now that I play, whatchamacallit, Elite Dangerous, I'm also Commander. And I'm a commander in Mass Effect, so keep up with all my titles, please. So messy, so messy, so messy. Ugh. Okay, that part's done. Hey. It's not the most cleanest room, but it'll do. It'll do, pig. It'll do. Okay. Nice. One day we'll do better. My favorite form of address is Reverend Doctor. Reverend Doctor. Wait, I know that you can get a doctorate in theology. That's a thing that you can get a doctorate. Well, to be fair, is there something you can't get a doctorate in at this stage? I'm not sure. But that's been around for a long time, the doctorate in theology. So when you're a priest or a reverend father, or reverend as they refer to them, which title holds, I guess, the religious one, right? It has to be reverend or doctor that holds higher ground for themselves and their community. I'm an internet preacher. There's a pecking order for titles. I think religious ones get priority over everything. That's fascinating to think about, when societally it would be the less one that holds value, if that makes sense. Thanks, Manu. But of course, take care of yourself before you watch all the streams. Doctor of Theology is one of the oldest ones. It is. It was around for a very long time. Some of the most amazing philosophers and physicists were religious, not just like they believed in God. They were really hardcore religious people. One of the most famous ones, I always get his name wrong. Sorry, because I'll write it out, chat. DESCRATS. This one. Is that the right one? Spell it. The French one. How do you pronounce it? Here we go. Is it Descartes?
Descartes.
Descartes. Descartes. Okay, I've been pronouncing it wrong. The cat. Renee, that's right, yeah. Yes, it is correct. There you go. The cat. Just watch White Collar if you want to learn how to pronounce it. Oh, okay. They do not stack. I have Surviving Mars playing in the background. God, I want to play I used to play so much Surviving Mars. I say that, but I don't think I have actually that many Steam hours in it. Probably only 50 hours or something. Not much at all. I thought that was a setup for a D's joke. Let's see, Surviving Mars. I don't think I have that many hours. $120, but still, that's not that much if you think about it. Yeah, like I only played it from start to end maybe 3 times, so not that much. Still a lot more than 50. I got that estimate wrong. Lul. Oh well. What's your study background? Bachelor's in physics and chemistry teaching, master's in applied physics, PhD in renewables and electrochemistry. So I feel like I'm a jack of all trades, but a master of none. MLK used to address Reverend Doctor, and I've known up to who are not ordained, so they just go by Doctor. Ah, interesting. Well, it's closer to my 4,000 hours in Civ 6. I have been tempted to play Civ 6 on stream a few times for sure. Yes, it does seem like a fun game to play. And it looks up... Like, there could be a lot of physics involved. What do we think? Is there a lot of educational stuff that we could do with Civ 6? Could I teach physics using Civ 6? Is my question. I'm just going to look at the sensor now. Let's see if we can get some stuff done today with the sensor. I need to solder some stuff anyway. Seems. Sensor looks like the pressure sensor. Look it up and see some basic instructable codes perhaps. Doesn't tell me what the fucking code of this is. All right. Okay. What am I looking for? Okay. I see it anyway. It's a barometric pressure sensor module. That's what it's called. There we go. The GY68. There we go. GY68. See what it can do. So there's an Arduino and Instructables. Both websites are usually very, very good. I was probably sign up for electrochemistry. It's weird, like, some might argue that I am technically a qualified electrochemist, but I feel really bad because I didn't really study proper electrochemistry before. And I didn't do a background in it, and yes, I build battery cells and I understand how electrochemistry works, but we did it from a pure physics perspective. I know that that was a concern, that when we did a lot of our analysis, we did everything via physics. And then sometimes we had to change things just to add a bit more chemistry language to it, or change the equations to express them a bit more in a chemical way. But everything we published was pure physics. So it's quite hard to say. And like, if you guys know the story, electrochemistry was originally all physics. And it just stemmed a little bit differently from chemistry wasn't even properly around before that, and it was just physics. Hi, Shaman. And tofu skins. What is chat considered tofu skins? Is that what they are? So at the moment, I'm just looking for some pressure sensor stuff. Okay, so this guy wrote a program in the Arduino to detect roughly how above seabed you are, depending on the pressure sensor reading. But okay, and it also takes temperature. Okay. Damn, that's a pretty sensitive sensor. Is that what you have, Bog? FSR. What does that stand for? Does that make you a classical electrochemist? I guess. It's hard to know. I would just say I'm interdisciplinary. I have physics, engineering, and electrochemistry background. And again, I say engineering, and then engineers will snub me and say, "You've no engineering background. How dare you call yourself engineering?" I'm like, "Okay, fine, that's fine." But then when I do all the stuff that I do, they're like, "You're just an engineer. You're not a physicist." And you honestly, you really can't please anyone. And sometimes I'm a bit wary. You know that some people will claim to be something, and you know, people will just dig a little bit into their background and call them a liar. And it's like, I really, how am I meant to introduce myself in like 5 words? 5 words. Describe what it is I do. Please. Oh, those are stress sensors, I think, Bog. I have one of those at work, yeah. Haven't used them properly. I am a potato. That's 4 words. That's good. That's good. I like it. Oh, the JEE exam. I'm hopefully uploading a pulley problem soon, Manu, actually. I've recorded it this morning, so maybe it'll be out next week. Hopefully it'll help a few students who are studying for mechanics and are going to be encountering pulley problems. I'm a smarty pants. Here's a list of all my published works. Honestly, that would probably be the most truthful and helpful. I teach, I build, I entertain, I game, I bullshit. Yeah, it's so hard. I don't want to come off across as a liar or anything like that. I always want to be truthful and honest, but it's also like how you can only be so truthful when you're limited with what you can say. Does that make sense? You can't give a person a whole background. You are a liar. You're a self-confessed liar. Teresa Carmody was 3 days away from her death when you wrote in your book that you had sexual intercourse with her. Nowhere in your book did you say it was with her consent. Was it with her consent, Frank? Was it? There is no Teresa Carmody. Teresa Carmody was a made-up name. It's not a made-up name. You're going to tell more lies. Was it, Frank? You know about the JEE? Yes, I do. A lot of people have asked me to do some YouTube videos on it, but there's so many that I don't know if I can contribute anything original, to be honest. You seem to have a morbid fascination with necrophilia. I do. I like women. That clip is going to be taken out of context, isn't it? This is how my whole world ends. Okay, so we have a small issue, is that this guy needs soldering. So before we even do any programming, we need to do a little bit of soldering. So let me grab my solder. I love that clip. It's so over the top. The whole scene, it's so weird. And like, it was something that happened in Ireland, but most Irish people do not know about it. And the only reason I know about it is because of another streamer. He's a YouTuber. He's really good crack to watch on YouTube if you guys are interested. Viper. But yeah, I only know it because of him. Okay. That bad boy in. I make a shopping list soon. I need to go into the store and buy all the paint stuff. To fulfill all my ideas. I would recommend a textbook. Either downloading one or buying one, or getting secondhand or in the library. I think textbooks are really, really good, and any textbook is fine. There's a reason why that textbook published. It's not like an independent indie author can publish any book, and you do need to do some work to make sure that you're not wasting your money and it's a good book. Generally, textbooks, although some can be better than others, I think they're generally really, really good stuff out there. Yeah. So textbook or two for sure. It has guide, it has structure, it has examples. I think they're the best way to that kind of stuff. Oh no, I haven't thrown out any books. I've kept all my books. Buy books occasionally. Apparently, lecturers get a whole bunch of books over the years because a lot of companies will like give free books to the lecturers as like, oh, look, I have a textbook. You make it part of your curriculums, get more sales. But in my years of teaching, no one's done that to me. No one's tried to buy my love, as so to speak. So I've never gotten a free textbook yet. Well, I've gotten free as in secondhand. Someone was giving away or throwing out stuff. But it is really interesting. I got a textbook recently. Wait till you hear this. Ooh! I got a really old textbook from the 70s on programming Fortran. Now, am I going to use it or learn? No. But I thought it was really interesting to look through it, just to leaf through it and see it. It's kind of cool. Oh, cool. Not book. Career options. Oh my goodness. There's so many career options with a degree in physics and chemistry. I mean, the whole world is your oyster with that degree. I feel like you could do anything. It just depends on your interest and what job availability you have. It's a very privileged outlook to say that, do what you love. You'll never regret it. But with physics and chemistry, the jobs out there are so broad and flexible that I think it's not one of those core worries that should be had. If that makes sense saying. It is really fun to look at though for ZERP. I recently got an applied maths book from 1980, and it was really interesting to see it. Some of the notations we don't use anymore, but generally it was actually quite a good book. I liked it. It's always interesting to see those kind of books. But yeah, tech heavy books are just so weird. Such an investment over a short time. Or programming. I feel like programming is... Sorry, guys. Oh, do I have flux? Yeah, no, the finesse is true. I was enjoying reading one of the classical thermal physics books. I forget what it's called now. It's just like some introduction to thermal physics, classic. And the amount of humor in it is great. The author is like saying some physicists and chemists will argue that A and B is correct, but I will use C because I am better and smarter than it. So it's, obviously I'm paraphrasing, but it's really fun to kind of thing. Solder. Shit, the solder tip is curled and it's actually quite hard to get it correct. Oh. Have you guys been seeing many Subnautica 2 streams this week? I've seen a few. Really nice that it's multiplayer, but PlayStation. So I don't know how I'll get the chance to play. How forgiving is soldering? Something like this. I think you need a little bit of practice. Sure. So 1 hour of practice will give you enough basis to do any soldering. Does that make sense? You want to try soldering for the first time. 1 hour of practicing crudely with different things. Teach you a lot of skills. Already start soldering proper stuff. It might not be perfect. It's definitely a skill that you need to perfect over time. I would say after 1 hour of practice. Okay, good job, team. High science, bitch. Okay, looking through the book is actually still relevant. Yeah, exactly, Cunning Spoon. It's like riding a bike. Welcome in. I've been playing Subnautica 2 by myself. It is very scary. Well, I'm actually streaming one extra stream next week. And Friday is the extra day I'm going to do. I'm streaming with someone. And I'm going to try Subnautica. Oh, it's hot. I'm going to be trying Subnautica for a little bit. You guys are interested. Subnautica is one of my favorite games of all time. Despite my thalassophobia. It did teach me to conquer my fears. Let me put away the soldering iron. Getting some of the stuff ready. Again. Dropping you down like that. Hopefully you'll forgive me. Ah, thank you, Spoon. I appreciate you thinking our stream is interesting. I'm 2 hours into Subnautica 2 and I still don't have an oxygen tank yet. At all? Like, no oxygen tank whatsoever? Yikes. Twitch chat disappeared from me for a sec. So what we're going to do now is that the soldering, the electronics connection seems kind of straightforward from the website. We just want to test how this thing works. So the wiring is pretty straightforward with a Nano. I don't have a Nano set up, but I do have a Elegoo Uno 3. I ordered more wires recently. I did. Must have put them somewhere though. So oh shit, I shouldn't do that. I totally did not just short everything. Totes chat. Totes didn't just do that. Oh, oh my god, that was stupid. Come on, you fecker. One of the things I want to go back to is I want to go back to Bob. I definitely want to 3D print Bob. If you guys remember, Bob was my first robot. He was a self-balancing gyroscope-based robot. Now, the thing I feel bad about that is that that robot, I do not know how to build by myself, as in, like, I'm copying someone else's code. So, it's kind of cheating, if that makes sense. But regardless, it is a cool thing to do. It might be something that I'll still rather do. Yeah, I think to stick with the boards of bread. Listen, the shakes don't go away. I'm a shaky person. It's why me and you ain't gonna be surgeons anytime soon. But don't worry about that kind of thing. The shakes are just gonna keep on coming. A4 and A5. So it's analog, which makes sense. In this case. Okay, chat. If I was output, if I was SCK, what's that? CK is usually clock. What does S stand for? If I have the initials in a breadboard SCK. CK is a clock. The S stand for it. You missed my messages. Hi, Schnoods! Did I actually miss your message? I did. Also, Erin, you look absolutely stunning, and I'm saying hello from Germany. Hello, hello, Schnoods. I hope you're keeping well. I'm so sorry I missed your message there. It's cereal clock. Thank you. Why didn't I figure that one out? Let me get our thing. I need a cable. If I were Lino cable, where would I be? I would hide the fuck away from tofu is what I would do. I'm getting quite hungry. I had sweet chili and garlic fried rice earlier. Guess it wasn't enough food. Maybe we'll have a yogurt soon. Try to be healthy. Let's pretend on the surface level to be healthy. Wait till you see my yogurt though. It's like one of those dessert things. It's the weekend, okay? Everybody's working for the weekend. Everybody's something second chance. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, Jesus. I'm so sorry to hear about everyone's kidney stones. That's terrifying. Never had them myself, but I'm going to well assume that they're quite quiet, you know? That's my PC. Do not be alarmed. Chat, do not be alarmed. It's my PC. We're all good. We're all good. We're all friends here. Ah, window sound. All right, let's see what we can do here. Shit. How do I do that again? File? Shit, how do I add a library? Is a sketch? Sketch. Include library. Is it like manage libraries? So what I'm looking for is this. Will it find it for me? Ah! Let's install everything just in case. Then we go away. Shoo! Shoo! How do I get this menu to go away? Abort! Abort! Ah! Let's play then. I don't know, chat. I think I didn't do it right. Oh, do you know what it could be? Do not be alarmed. I'm a professional. An absolute and utter professional. I take that back. Ah, what? Do not be alarmed. Why am I reminded of the aliens in Mars attack? Do not run away. We are your friends. Yeah, I'm not doing this correctly. I just thought I could blindly follow this tutorial. But I think, alas, team, I might have failed the censor aspect of this. I might be what we like to call a complete papega. What sensor brand is it? It is the X... What is it? GY68. We do like to call it that. Now, you're only a partial Papega. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's failing inside the setup. Don't know why it's printing garbage too, though. GY68. GY68, yeah. I'm a failure. Generally speaking. You're pathetic, Jerry. I am defeated. I will never triumph again. Game over, man. Game over. Hmm. Oh, the garbage though is because I changed the serial begin. So this is actually what the original serial is. I just played around with it a bit. Censor. That's weird. Why won't it print this though? It doesn't even print the correct error message. Did you install the library? I thought I did. Didn't I? Yeah, Adafruit BMP085. Unless... Unless it needs the 180 one instead. If I install too many, will it break? Let's find out. What's the worst that can happen? Woo! Let's go, team. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, I'm getting a new error message. That's interesting. New is good. New is good. You can burn down your flat. I don't know. Yeah, maybe this isn't the thing to do. Maybe I am confused. Extra confused. Front view, back view, where to buy, yes, yes. How to connect it, there we go. What's fascinating about this is that everyone says V in and ground are beside each other. But if I look at my pins, my ground symbol is different. I wonder if I've done a boo-boo in that sense. Ow! Bam bam. Ba da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Dun 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 dun. Sorry. But you have some room. Yeah, for now I should be fine. Probably right about that. I'm gonna paste a new thing in here. Alright, let's have a quick look at this one. The sketch shows how to use, like most pressure sensors, the BMP180 measures absolute pressure. This is the actual ambient pressure. Before taking a pressure reading, you must take a temperature reading. This is done with start temperature and get temperature. The result is degrees. Once you have a temperature reading, you can take a pressure reading. This is done with start pressure, get pressure. If you will be monitoring weather patterns, you will probably want to remove the effects of altitude. This will produce readings that can compare to published pressure readings. If you want to measure altitude, you will need to know the pressure of the baseline altitude. Okay, that's fair. So I haven't downloaded this. Is this the... Might be wrong though. Yeah, it's the wrong thing. Remove that. Apparently that folder file does not exist. Maybe it's a manual thing I have to input. Whose bank account are you hacking? I wish I was just able to hack my own, to be honest. Oh, okay, here we go. Click here to download. You should have a zip file. Ah, okay, here we go. I found it. You're supposed to download it. Wait, how do I extract it? Oh my goodness. Uncompress. Uncompress. How does one uncompress? Oi, oi, oi. Sorry. I had a little... Do you know that weird... Do you ever get that weird... early tickle? Early, like, uncomfortableness? In the back of your throat right before you get sick? Not vomit sick, like flu sick? But sometimes it's also like you're choking on water possibly as well, or on air. All the time, yeah. It's not even, yeah, it feels like almost uncomfortable. What the fuck am I doing? Oh god, I suck at... Yeah. I feel a bit hot. Am I sick? Is that why I had a headache all day today and I haven't been that great? Is that what this is all about? Am I just sick? In the head? Okay, sorry. That explains a lot today. Oh yeah, suddenly I have a cough chat. Oh no, I'm so sick. Chat, I think I have to stream all week and stay home. Oh no. Damn shame, yeah. Yeah. I I don't know. Feel a runny nose coming on now. Yeah, I guess I have to stay home and stream all day. There's no choice. I've got no choice, lads. I know it sucks. Prayers and... What's the... Prayers and... Hugs and prayers? Is that what people say? Hugs and prayers? I'm not sure. I never really talk about praying with people. What's the usual figure of speech? Thoughts and... Oh, it's thoughts and prayers. There we go. Thoughts and prayers. I don't know. I know it can be a meme, but I actually genuinely hear that said all the time. Thoughts or thoughts? Oh. Am I sick? Is that what this is all about? I've been feeling awful since last night, and I couldn't figure out why. Maybe this is a sign, chat, that I should just relax and play video games for the rest of my days. What do we think? I think so. I think it's one of those days, you know. Maybe we should... I'll get a blanket. I'll get a cup of tea. Some biscuits. Should we get some biscuits? Oh, do I have chocolate biscuits? No of potatoes and no of jellies. Chocolate. Oh. No, I can't take alcohol. I've been popping painkillers all day today, so no alcohol today. I think it's a cup of tea. Maybe a hot whiskey. Hot whiskey to cure the sinuses. Painkillers in name only. I think that's the solution, guys. I'm sorry. Like I think that's all we can do. Yeah. What can men do? And what should we play? Should we play Elite Dangerous or Mass Effect or both? Mass Dangerous. Both at the same time. Clear the sinuses. Can't you just add an out of phase additional? That would be nice. Wait, isn't that your butthole? Is it? Maybe not. Maybe it's a good idea that I don't teach biology. Although on paper I legally can teach high school No, but like isn't that what orifices are for? To excrete things. And our nose is connected to our butthole. Right? I suddenly got a spike in viewers, by the way. Hold up, chat, hold up. It is, though. Our butt is connected to our butthole. It absolutely, exactly. And your ears, is it? Are our ears connected to our butthole? Is there a unclosed tube? Because there are tubes from our ears to our throat. Really? Are they completely open and connected? Surely we have a membrane though. Or maybe like a blockage? The eardrum blocks it. Okay. So past the eardrum. Okay. But we do mess around with the pressure though. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Wasabi, yes. Although we don't have real wasabi. It's all horseradish here. It turns out I didn't know that until ages ago. And I've never had true wasabi in my life. Everything I've had has been approximately humans as a whole. There we go, Neko. That's going to be our new... Do you know the way we always say that assume a penguin is a cylinder? In this case, we're going to assume a human is a hollow cylinder. Hollow Earth theory, now we have hollow cylinder theory, chat. Fair enough, still works though. Oh, donut. Do I have a donut left? One donut left. 3 days old though. It'll be fine. That is a very good emote. Maybe that's why you're sick. I mean, there's so many concerns about my sickness right now. Come on, get down with the sickness. Come on, get down with sorry. Human is equal to meat bags, that is true. I heard something about that. So do you know VTubers standing for virtual? Is that what it stands for? Virtual tubers as in YouTube or whatnot. I heard people who do do like in-person YouTubing or streaming like I'm. Is that called meat tubers? It's called flesh tuber. Close enough. I almost had it. There we go. I hadn't covered that word before. It was new to me. A cursed term. We're going to get cancelled. Wait, does that actually mean something bad? Hi, Hotplay. Welcome in. No, it means nothing bad. Okay, yeah, please be careful with me because I genuinely sometimes do not know words. I feel like, yeah, I feel really bad. Sometimes I say something and I didn't know that that was a thing. There was a word I learned recently that turns out to be a bad word and I never knew it. And I won't say it on stream, but every day I learn. Christian Misfit, thanks a million for the raid. Welcome in, welcome in. But yeah, it's crazy. Is it that I live under a rock or I don't know. And I'm pretty, unfortunately these days, quite, what's that term? Chronically online? Yes. I'm quite bad at it. I'm a terrible doom scroller these days. For the last 2 years or so. I really need to cop on. But now I'm slowly doing better because I am reading books again, which is nice, and I bring books with me, which is good. But yes, I need to stop doom scrolling. It really is bad. Really bad for my mental health as well. Like I just close to the grinding stone of education. I will never. That's true for Zerp. You'll never lose Gasm. The moon is the rock we live under. Or above. Frame of reference, my friend. Frame of reference. There you go. Oh, that was the word I was looking for. I recorded my pulley problem today. Frame of reference was the thing I forgot. That was my PC. Don't worry about it. Oh, that's a really good emote. Hot plate. Loading a message. For a standard deviation. What do you think, chat? Should we relax our brain a bit? Hopefully we're not sick, but the more I talk, the more the tickle is coming. Headache makes sense to. I was so confused last night why my eyes were hurting. I get this weird pain in my eyeballs and a stinging sensation and then like a little headache here. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to play Elite Dangerous for a little while. I might play Mass Effect afterwards as well, but for now, I think it's going to be Elite Dangerous, if that's okay with you guys. To YouTube, I'm going to say farewell, because I don't stream video games on this YouTube account as a science. If you guys want to hop on to Twitch, you're more than welcome. That's what we're going to do. But now, I'm just going to go make a cup of tea, find myself a donut or a biscuit, and we're going to fly through Elite Dangerous if you guys are interested. I've played a little bit of the game. I'll catch up on what I did and what I fucked up. Okay, chat, don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me, but I'll show you what I did when we come back. I can explain myself. Sometimes. Oh yes, Catelyn.